You just had to have a roll-up in the main event, didn't ya? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome here to the review of Hell in a Cell 2021. I'm Conman167, and we just saw a show that was good all across the board, but the finishes made the show feel a lot worse than it was. The wrestling was fantastic, but every time that a finish happened, you were left scratching your head. Other than the opening match of the evening, there was not a lot of logic here tonight. But that doesn't mean I didn't enjoy the show, because I actually did. I thought tonight's show was very entertaining. As I previously mentioned, the wrestling was fantastic. And I thought that these guys all delivered here tonight. Also, a very unique thing, tonight was the first ever time there was as many women's matches as there was men's matches on a pay-per-view. Actually, if you even look at the pre-show, you could say that there was more women's matches than the men. So a historic night for WWE. But let's kick things off with Mandy Rose versus Natalya. A real solid opening pre-show match, but there really wasn't too much more to it than that. Mandy Rose looked solid, Natalya looked even better. There was some outside shenanigans, but in the end, Natalya picked up the win with the sharpshooter, and one half of the tag team champions continues to look strong. Question for you, do you guys like Natalya and Tamina as the tag team champions? Let me know. But now the opening match of the evening, Bianca Belair versus Bayley, and in my opinion, this was the best match of the show. Truly, truly fantastic match here during this one. Bayley and Bianca laid everything on the line. Like from Bayley tying the hair of Bianca Belair to the bottom rope, to a chair. It was just, there's so many cool spots. But in the end, it was Bianca Belair who picked up the win. She hits the KOD on Bayley, but onto a ladder. Very vicious finish of the match. And Bayley loses. Bianca Belair retains her SmackDown Women's title. Just keep the title on Bianca forever. She's amazing. Then we're going to do a quick little cut backstage where we see Alexa Bliss at Alexa Bliss's playground, and she's got some words for everybody. She says, you never know who or what is going to answer. So I don't know what that means. Is the Fiend returning soon? Is there something else going on? Let's hear your Alexa Bliss theories down in the comments below by what she meant by this. Back in the ring, we got Cesaro versus Rollins, and oh no, this match is not going to begin right away because Cesaro was attacked from behind by Rollins. A little bit of back and forth, and we finally get this match in the ring. The referee rings the bell, and this one was off to the races. Solid back and forth action, honestly, what you would expect from Seth Rollins and Cesaro in this type of matchup. There's a few cool spots as well, though, where Cesaro ripped the glove off of Seth Rollins and shoved it in his mouth. But in the end, it was a surprise roll up for the victory. Seth Rollins beats Cesaro. What's the point of this? Okay, legit. What's the point of Cesaro losing this matchup? Like 2 months ago, he was just facing Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, beats him. A month ago, he just took Roman Reigns to his limit, and then he goes back, loses to Rollins. 50-50 booking at its finest. And I had people yelling at me all night in the live chat like, oh my god, Conman, you're just not worrying about the story. You're not thinking about the future. Cesaro's totally gonna win Money in the Bank. But what if he freaking doesn't? Like, people coming at me saying that I'm complaining for no reason. Dude, Cesaro just lost via roll-up. I want to stay calm. I want to have faith, but we've seen this time and time again with Cesaro. Every push that he gets, as soon as 50-50 booking enters the chat, he is done. Cesaro needs a legitimate push, follow through from WWE, right to the top. If that means you got to move into Raw to do it, then do it. But right now, what you're doing with Cesaro, 50-50 booking, will not get him any more over. I want the best for Cesaro, and this is not it. Rollins is fine, man. Rollins doesn't need this win. There is zero benefit to having Seth Rollins beat Cesaro. Unless you're trying to go to Edge versus Rollins, I cannot comprehend why this would even be in your thought process. And even if you're going to Edge versus Rollins, you do not need to have Cesaro lose in order to get to that match. Anyways, just not a fan of the ending. Up next, you ready for a little bit of voodoo? It's time for Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. I was excited coming into this match, thinking maybe the Fiend is going to return, especially after what Alexa Bliss said earlier in the night of who or what, but that wasn't the case. Alexa Bliss just straight up buried Shayna Baszler during this match, and yes, it's a story, and Alexa Bliss is a creepy girl, and she's able to control people with her mind, I guess, but what? Like somehow during the match, Alexa Bliss controlled Nia Jax and she slapped Reginald. So, I mean, that happened. And I'm not trying to crap on this, okay? I actually like the Alexa Bliss storyline. I like the Fiend storyline. Like, I really like what they're bringing to the table, but they need to bring something that isn't mind control, maybe? I want to be supportive and I want to see where this goes, but I'm truly not all that optimistic with this story. We'll see, though. Then came one of the matches that I was really looking forward to, Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. These guys I could just watch fight forever. The whole story of this match was that Kevin Owens couldn't breathe all that well thanks to Commander Aziz 1 week ago, driving that thumb of his right in the neck. But Kevin Owens sold it perfectly. It wasn't enough, though. After some back and forth and some really good exchanges from Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, it was Zayn in the end who hit the haluva kick and picked up the victory over Kevin Owens, and that is good for Sami Zayn. I was starting to get a little bit worried about the man. I wasn't sure if they had dropped his whole documentary, the conspiracy theory stuff. Like, I thought they had something going with Sami, and then it seemed like he'd been fade out to the background for a little bit. But not clearly, they got some big plans in store for Sami Zayn. I can't wait to see what that is. And I don't know if there's any way possible to get Sami Zayn back to the world title, but I would love it. Like, I don't know if that involves him being drafted back over to Raw so he could go after Bobby Lashley. I know they used to have a feud back in the day. I don't know if you could do anything against Roman Reigns. It feels like he is more towards the mid-card title right now, but I would love to see Sami Zayn get a run at that main event level title. Now on to Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley. Good, not great match. The start of the match saw Charlotte Flair go right after Rhea Ripley. She took the title out from the referee's hand, threw at Ripley, and then took the advantage. Then the bell rang, and it was all Rhea Ripley from there. She dominated Charlotte Flair, did not let go, did not let up. She absolutely dominated the queen. Eventually, Rhea Ripley hit the riptide on Charlotte Flair, but she gets her foot on the bottom rope, saving the matchup. It was after this point that Charlotte Flair started to target the left knee of Rhea Ripley, going for chop blocks and doing anything that she could to injure it, even kicking her knee right into the steel steps. That's pretty much the match. As they go over to the announce table, Rhea Ripley uses the little covering on top of the announce table as a weapon, and that's enough for a DQ. Really? Really? How many times have we seen that part of the table used as a weapon? And now it's a DQ? Really? I mean, technically speaking, it is a foreign object. It's not a part of the match, but jeez. That's really how you have your women's title match end. Wow. All right, well, then that's WWE for you. After the DQ, they brawl for a little bit. Rhea Ripley hits the riptide, gets the advantage, leaves the ring. Yeah. All right, next match. Main event time. Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. This was bloody fantastic. I loved every second of it. Except for the finish. Why do you gotta roll up? Why a roll-up finish? Just why a roll-up finish? But seriously, the finish of this match did not ruin it. Lashley and McIntyre put on a barn burner. Multiple weapons used, steel step shots, the list goes on and on, kendo sticks trapping him in, but the moment that this match really picked up was when MVP got involved. McIntyre accidentally knocked the ref down, and that left an opportunity for the second referee outside of the cell to have to enter the cell. The second referee forgot to close the door behind him, leaving it wide open for MVP to enter the cell. Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore boot, and MVP saves the match. Big mistake! McIntyre was pissed. So much so that he beat up MVP on the outside of the ring and even hit a Claymore boot. MVP has been rendered useless in this match. That's when Lashley comes out of nowhere, locks in the Hurt Lock, and McIntyre backs them both up through a table. Splinters in the air, McIntyre throws Bobby Lashley back inside the center of the ring. Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but 6 steel chair shots in a row, and it looks like Drew McIntyre is going to win. But just in the nick of time, MVP grabs onto his leg. Bobby Lashley rolls him up, and the match is over. So that's that one. Look, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer over here or anything, but that was a crap finish. That was just brutal. I understand Drew McIntyre is not going to be able to face for the WWE Championship ever again as long as Bobby Lashley is champion, but what a bad finish. It protects Drew McIntyre, but like, it doesn't do anything else. It doesn't make Bobby Lashley any stronger. Maybe it makes us hate MVP a little more, but it didn't do much for me. I was actually asking myself, where is The Fiend? Where is Brock Lesnar? Where is Edge? Where is whoever? Like, I was asking myself, where is this return coming? Because there's no way that this show ends on a roll-up, right? But it did. That's how it ended. That's how the show finished, and that is how we are left with Hell in a Cell. Look, it wasn't that great of a finish. In fact, the show itself was just okay. I thought overall the wrestling was fantastic and the finishes under-delivered. I didn't hate it, didn't love it, just somewhere in the middle, and that's why I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 here tonight. But I want to know your thoughts. What was your rating for WWE Hell in a Cell? Please let me know down in the comment section below. Also, make sure you leave a like on this video, making sure you're subscribed, and come on over to my Twitter at conman167 and our Discord server if you wish to continue to chat with anybody that you meet here in this community. But that is it for me here today. Thank you very much for watching. I truly hope you enjoyed Hell in a Cell. You can let me know your review down in the comments below, as I look forward to reading absolutely every single one of your comments. But until next time, I've been Con, and that was Hell in a Cell 2021 and another roll-up finish. Yay.